original.
And I'm in love with the money. Today I'm chatting with Dr. Ishani Patel. She is a naturopathic doctor, and I'll allow her to introduce herself.
Yeah, well, hi everybody, and I hope you guys are joining in today at 11 a.m. So as Cardeen said, I'm Dr. Ishani. I'm a naturopathic doctor, and I practice in Toronto, Ontario, where I see patients virtually and in person over Ontario. And yeah, and to give you a little bit of information on what naturopathic medicine is, think of a medical doctor. So we're able to diagnose, we can treat, we can order blood work, we can do physical exams, we can do everything they can do, but our approach is different in the sense that we're trying to find out the root cause on why you're feeling the way that you're feeling. We're trying to support your overall body health so they're able to optimize your well-being long-term. We're trying to prevent certain conditions from getting worse. And we're trying to make sure that any treatment plans we're giving you are natural and they're causing you the least harm as possible, but still being effective at treating the root cause.
Okay, and what motivated you to get into naturopathic medicine?
Yeah, so as a young girl, I've dealt with my own hormonal imbalances. I've had hormonal acne, I've had irregular periods, and I've had gut issues and pain. So I've dealt with my own concerns, and I just felt like I wasn't getting the full answer with the conventional medical care system. It was helpful, but I just felt like there were aspects that just weren't being addressed. So that's when I started to dig into a little bit of research on my own. So I started to do a bit of research on my symptoms, causes. I started to ask my doctors about getting certain tests done. And I started to implement treatment options on my own. And over time, I was able to treat my own health concerns. So it just felt so empowering to treat my own concerns, my own symptoms. And I really just found the overall benefit that naturopathic medicine can give me. And that's what I want to do for my patients as well.
Great. And today's talk is about wellness and wealth, because we have these three pillars of our overall wellness. We have our physical wellness, our mental wellness, and also our financial wellness. And as we go into the discussion, I just want to share some stats, right? There was a research done not too long ago that shared that 48% of Canadians are losing sleep over money, right? And it says that they're 2 times more likely to have a physical illness or poor health, and 4 times more likely to have sleep disorders, headaches, and other illnesses. And these illnesses can include high blood pressure, mental health, heart disease, depression, and anxiety, right? So when we're looking at health, we can't only look at one area of health. We need to look at the full picture. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. Stress can show up in so many ways in our body. And Cardeen, you said it absolutely right. It's going to affect your cardiovascular system. It's going to affect your skeletal system in the sense of arthritis. It's going to cause blood sugar imbalances like diabetes. There's such a whole picture. And that's why when we want to really support your health and help you kind of cope with finances, we got to look at the impact that your mental health is having on all these different factors. So absolutely.
That's correct. So as per the stats, right, this will show up in the form of anxiety. It might show up in the form of depression. Worrying about money might trigger eating disorders, right?
Yeah.
Insomnia, right? And in your practice, do you find like any of these symptoms when it comes to stress and worry? What pops up in your practice? What have you seen?
Oh, yeah. So those all have come up in my practice. So patients who have insomnia, there's often stress or cortisol imbalance, which is your stress hormone. I often see headaches and migraines, especially headaches that are very set, like tension located, which is usually in the forehead area. I see a lot of signs of inflammation. So that could be signs of arthritis, joint pain, body aches, even frequent infections, which is happening right now during the winter time going into spring season because stress suppresses your immune system. And a big one is your gut health. Seeing constipation, bloating, seeing gut-related inflammation. These are all concerns I see in my practice, and stress is often intertwined in all of this.
And the thing is, none of us are immune to worry about money. It happens at some point in our lives, right? And we need to recognize the symptoms of this as they show up so we can address it. whether it be from a medical perspective or just taking action in regards to your financial situation, right?
Yep,
I personally have lost sleep over money, right? And I'm sure in your lifetime you've lost sleep over money too, right? I
absolutely.
think
Hmm.
part of the cure is regaining control, right? Understanding your situation and realizing that there is help out there from both perspectives, whether from a medical perspective or also from a financial perspective. Seeking out the experts like yourself.
Absolutely. It's all about having a team there to really help you through this because, as you said, stresses are going to happen and financial stress is going to be there, knowing the economy and the day and age that we live in. So it's all about finding that best team to support you.
Uh,
Absolutely.
So, do you have maybe like three quick tips or at home techniques that you can use to help regulate your system and calm down, de-stress, so you have a clear mind to approach your financial situation?
Yeah, absolutely. So I often first recommend mindfulness strategies. Okay. So the first one is deep breathing. And I do this regularly in my practice. I do this regularly at home when I'm stressed too. So I know it can help. But there's so many deep breathing techniques out there. But the key is to do it right when you're feeling stressed and anxious. Don't do it when your stress and anxiety is at a 10. But when you start to notice those initial symptoms, like a racing heart, or your palms get sweaty, or your mind's a little bit thinking a little too fast, focus on doing deep breathing from your diaphragm and not from your chest to really stimulate that parasympathetic nervous system. Another thing you can do is try to remove yourself from the situation. Sometimes that can help, especially if you're in control of certain situations. So let's say you're in a room and there is a trigger. Isolate yourself just for a few minutes, process your emotions, and do something that you know is going to help you feel calm. If that's going on a walk outside for 5 minutes, or if that's talking to a friend, or if that's listening to your favorite song, do it because anything that's going to help you stimulate that parasympathetic nervous system is going to help increase your resilience to stress.
Awesome. Those are such good practical steps that you can take to calm yourself down, and get out of that anxiety or anxious state that you're in. I, for one, I like to remind myself, right, that what, don't make it worse than it actually is. You might not be able to
Yeah,
pay this bill right now. You might not be able to do that thing right now. But guess what? It's not the end of the world. And
yeah,
there is a solution to every problem.
yeah.
Calm down. Don't make it worse than it is. See the
Hmm.
situation for what it actually is. Understand your current circumstances.
Hmm.
Breathe,
Yeah.
relax, and revisit your situation, right? And of
Absolutely.
course, always seek help where necessary.
Absolutely.
And like what you did when you were facing your own medical challenges, right? What you did, you went out and you found information. You found ways to address these issues. And same thing, whether it be a health issue, whether it be a financial
Hmm.
issue, taking steps, getting more educated, learning from others
Yeah.
is definitely part of the solution.
Yeah, and
So,
when I was, oh, sorry to
no, go
interrupt you.
ahead.
And when I was younger, like my issue was stress, and it was financial stress. That was a big issue to my concern. So I really did hone in on the researching of things that can help me reduce my stress. So yes, with everything that you said, but also like finding things that help me, if that was meditation or journaling, seeing a therapist, seeing a social worker. It was all about finding resources, and that really made a difference. So yeah.
Yeah, and I know in these current economic conditions, there might be situations where you find it difficult to access medical services. Do you have any options available that you could share with persons who want support but might not have the funds to access a therapist or other clinical services in this regard?
Absolutely. So there are a few options out there for you. So if you are open to trying CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy, that is something I do recommend to patients of mine who have more severe stress, anxiety, or depression around financial struggles, for example. And there are free online CBT resources that can be utilized. In terms of mindfulness strategies, there's so many resources out there that can help, like guided meditation apps, YouTube videos on deep breathing, YouTube videos on positive affirmations, Qigong, which is another form of meditative practice. And if you have insurance coverage, I would advise that you look at your healthcare practitioners that you are covered to go see. Because especially if you have coverage to see therapists or counselors or social workers, they all have something special to offer, and they can help you in increasing your resilience to stress. So that's always something to think about. And many websites like CAMH, for example, or the Stress Management Society, they carry free PDFs for workbooks and handbooks on mindfulness techniques, workbooks to help you kind of get a different perspective on your stress as well that can be utilized as support. So there are definitely a lot of resources out there that you can use.
Yes, and I know just like our stuff is going on behind you in the background, that's how life happens, right? Things just pop up, right? And you have to be prepared for those things. So along with understanding your current financial state, knowing where your money is going, you also need to put safeguards in place that can protect you when certain eventualities occur. And I'm happy that you pointed out that if you're employed, consider the opportunities that are offered to you free as part of your wellness package or your health benefits. Also consider putting certain insurance safety guards in place, right? Life insurance, income replacement, just in case you become ill or injured, you have that safeguard in place to provide for you, so you don't have to worry about those instances, right? You can actually even build in a cushion inside of your life insurance policy. So if you lose a job or if you want to manage your debt situation, you can use these tools to be more in control. And that's the thing. I think a lot of our anxiety is triggered by the fact that we feel out of control, right? So thank you so much for talking with me about this. Are there any final tips or suggestions that you want to share with our audience today? And also tell them how they can get in touch with you.
Yeah, of course. I'll just say a few last sentences. So I know that making changes can be hard. And I know that stress is always going to be there. And that's a normal part of our life to experience it. But it's also finding areas where you can be in control of. And also asking your body what you can do. And what your body, and also tuning into your body more often, because long term, you just want to make sure you set realistic goals. Be patient with yourself, go step by step. Don't overwhelm yourself with too much in one time, and just show your body some love throughout the journey. Because as you're showing your body more love and you're being patient with yourself, you're going to notice a really big impact and difference on your stress and your mental health. And in terms of getting in contact with me, so I believe that there is my contact number on the bottom of the screen, which is my cell phone number. You can also reach me by email as well, which is Ishani, Ishani, my last name, Patel, nd@gmail.com if you have any questions or concerns. And I would be more than happy to get in touch with any one of you.
Okay, great. And just as a quick chat, maybe this is an aside, feel free to share. How has life insurance and other insurance products provided some level of security and peace of mind for you?
Yeah, so I have universal life insurance, and I would say that it's been a huge stress relief on me, for example. So I've always had my own financial struggles growing up, and it's always nice to have a bit of security in the back of your pocket, and knowing that you are set for the future, but also future generations that you do want to help support as well after you do leave the world one day. So it's a great stress relief and just helping me build on that foundation that I want to leave for future generations. So absolutely, it's been a life changer in my mental health.
Okay, great. And I'm happy to hear you share that, because guess what? Whether you're young or old, there is an option for you. You mentioned that you had universal life coverage that provides you with protection in the case of death to your family and loved ones, but it also is a tool for wealth building, right? It gives you that tax exempt room to grow your wealth. So kudos to you for putting that in place for yourself. And I encourage all our listeners to think about getting in control. Calm down, look at the situation for what it is, understand your financial situation, get educated, seek advice, right? Reach out to me personally. I'm willing and able to help you look at your situation. My contact number is also on the screen. It's 647-951-6905. And between us, Dr. Patel and myself, I think we have you covered, right? So reach out, get in touch, get advice, and thank you so much for listening. Look out for our next live coming next Thursday, where we talk about your mindset, right? Because it's all interrelated. Thank you so much, Dr. Patel. I look forward to our future lives, and have a great day.
Yeah. Amazing. It was so good to be here. And thank you again, Cardeen, for this amazing opportunity. You're amazing.